In this video, we'll talk about the 27-year-old who defeated Will Zalatoris on the dramatic 18th hole to become the third player to win both the US Open and US Amateur Championship on the same course. Looks like Matt doesn't care much about parties, and the dude doesn't appear to care about appearances. So let's just watch him play golf, please. First up, let's talk about the hard work Matt has put in to reach this level. He's no stranger to winning. Matt Fitzpatrick previously won at Brookline when he was a teen in 2013. Champions can come in many forms and sizes because it is an individual sport, but few major winners have ever been as diligent, dedicated, and motivated as little-known Fitzpatrick. Several accounts of how diligently he worked and how focused he was all the talk of the town soon after his victory. Dan Rappaport, a journalist and close friend of Fitzpatrick's, disclosed that the sportsman had just a few weeks before giving his buddies permission to use his Florida property for a bachelor weekend. But he wasn't a part of the party fun. The PGA Championship was the following week. The guy himself chose to concentrate on his game rather than participate in the festivities. At Southern Hills Country Club, Fitzpatrick had an outstanding week, tying 5th in placing. But the best was yet to come, when he on Monday won his first significant match. During his final round, Fitzpatrick made 17 of 18 putts on greens, including a remarkable shot out of the bunker on the last hole, when he appeared to have thrown it away. He said that if there was one shot that he'd struggle with this year, it's a fairway bunker shot. He played 3-wood today straight into the bunker. In his own words, it was one of the best shots he's ever made, and he couldn't be happier when he saw it leave the sand and felt the strike. On the other hand, his family and colleagues did celebrate with a few drinks. Apparently, Russ didn't waste any time in pleading with Foster to continue carrying his son's bag for at least a few more years. Foster let Russ know that he wanted a duplicate of the US Open trophy in return. Done deal. The reason there was any celebration at all, no matter how low-key it was that it exactly reflected who Matt is. Nothing flashy about it. He wouldn't be posting videos to Instagram of people drinking from the trophy, but if you all remember, he did give himself one break. He held the US Amateur trophy while observing the engraver etch the inscription 2022 Matt Fitzpatrick into his brand new, remarkably lightweight piece of equipment. He snapped a shot holding the USM hardware in one hand and the US Open in the other, and that was about it as far as victory laps were concerned. Our poor old modest boy. So how hard does this guy train? If that wasn't enough to make you understand how seriously Fitzpatrick takes his profession, let us give you a little more insight. Since he was 15 years old, Matt has meticulously logged every shot he has made on every single game in a notebook, and we couldn't even take our notes right. Moment of shame. He does everything possible to get even the slightest advantage. No matter the hurdles he comes across, he'll look for another stone to turn after one that he's turned. He is very disciplined and clearly takes his skill very seriously. Since Fitzpatrick hadn't yet won a professional event in America, many fans mocked both of these incidents at the time, but we reckon they'll be eating humble pie now. What's next for Fitz? There were even more reasons to appreciate this suspenseful end to the penultimate men's major of 2022, first major championship for Matt Fitzpatrick, and on the same course where he won the US Amateur 9 years prior. The Yorkshire man prevailed at the US Open. Fitzpatrick was naturally overjoyed because he'd worked so hard for such a long time to win it. It's what you grow up dreaming of. He also revealed that he carried a heavy burden of disappointment over not succeeding in America. There is nothing better than doing it in a major, since it was the topic of all conversation. He shut his haters up all right. So let's take a look at how the game in the US Open went about. Zalatoris had a shaky start and finished the opening 3 holes in 2 over par. Contrarily, Fitzpatrick and Scheffler appeared motivated. Matt gained the lead at 5 under after birdieing the 3rd hole. At the 5th hole, Scheffler joined him with a birdie. Fitzpatrick advanced to -6 after driving the green on the same, brief par 4. At this moment, Zalatoris was 4 behind. Zalatoris made birdies on the 7th and 9th holes to pull within one of Matt and Scheffler as their putters abruptly stopped working. At the short 11th hole, Zalatoris' birdie gave him a 2-shot advantage at 6 under. Major championship pressure also comes with major championship front-running. He missed a shot at the 12th hole and drove into the rough at the 13th, leaving him with just a sideways chip. Let's just say that started a lot of drama. Fitzpatrick jumped with joy after making a 50-foot putt for a birdie. Zalatoris defended his par from a third of that distance, unfazed. Scheffler missed the chance to join the celebration up ahead at the par 5 14th green, leaving the par tied at -5. At the 14th hole, Matt hurried a birdie effort past the hole but calmly recovered a 5. Zalatoris painfully lost out on the opportunity to get a 4. With 4 games remaining, these players were tied at -5 in what had evolved into a tense match play contest. Scheffler's 4 under was an outsider's view of the action. Fitzpatrick's drive at 15 was wide, but it was wide enough to get a good position in spectators' trampled grass. Even though Williams' tee shot wasn't even close to being as inaccurate as his playing partners, he didn't have any luck. While Zalatoris struck the sand, Fitzpatrick found the green. The inevitable result was a William bogey. Fitzpatrick's putt for a birdie dribbled to the cup's base, putting Fitzpatrick in the lead by 2. Now, in other U.S. Open news. First up, tensions and COVID. Both are on the rise. A third elite men's player has been forced to withdraw from Wimbledon as the event continues to be in disarray. Roberto Bautista Agut, the 17th seed, revealed on Thursday morning that he had withdrawn from his match against Daniel Galan because of a positive COVID test. It comes after ex-finalists Matteo Berrettini and Marin Cilic withdrew. Following a positive COVID test, Bautista Agut withdrew from Wimbledon as the most recent top player in the men's draw. On day one of the championships on Monday, 2017 finalist Marin Cilic withdrew from the competition after testing positive. The following day, Matteo Berrettini, last year's runner-up and one of the favorites for the title, joined him. Wimbledon announced new safety precautions including greater cleaning in high-traffic touch points, enhanced ventilation, and availability of more hand sanitizer stations in response to what seemed to be a mini outbreak of COVID among the men's draw. Players will also notice a difference on the grounds, as anyone who wants a mask can now easily obtain one. Additionally, they will be obliged to wear a mask during any indoor medical consultations. Up next, let's talk about the money. The USGA had plenty of talking to do this week when CEO Mike Wont announced Wednesday a major boost to the purse for the 2022 U.S. Open. Money talks as it always does in the world of golf. The U.S. Open will award $17.5 million to competitors who made the weekend cut, an increase of $5 million from the previous year. Officially, that is the biggest prize ever awarded in a major event. Matt Fitzpatrick won the U.S. Open by one stroke over Will Zalatoris and Scottie Scheffler by taking advantage of those rising funds. Fitzpatrick won a $3.15 million winner's share, approximately $500,000 more than the respective champions of the Masters and PGA Championship. Scottie Scheffler and Justin Thomas received $2.7 million as part of their $15 million payout. And finally, let's talk about the scatterbrain Ugo Humbert is. Prior to his postponed Wimbledon match against Casper Ruud on Wednesday, Ugo Humbert had 90 minutes to kill, but apparently it wasn't enough time for him to pack thoughtfully because he arrived at number 2 court without a tennis racket, a necessary piece of equipment. That's right, the man just walked into Wimbledon empty-handed, not a single thought in his head. Rain prompted the Frenchman to postpone his match against the third seed, but as the umpire announced the start of their knockout round, the 24-year-old apologetically admitted, "I don't have any rackets. Sorry for that." Humbert's chagrin was short-lived, however, since someone soon showed up holding 3 rackets. He lost the first set before fighting back aggressively to win it, so perhaps the confusion interfered with his ability to concentrate. But all was forgiven when he came back to a smashing victory. That's a wrap for this video. Are you inspired by Matt's dedication to the sport? Do you think that's the secret to his win, or was it sheer dumb luck? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.